Look how short I am.
On Zoom.
Where's the biscuit?
Do you want a bicking?
Yeah. Where's the biscuits we got?
No, these are my biscuits from my house. They're healthy biscuits.
You need a drink, don't you?
Help it down.
Hi, Juliet. Hi.
Nice to see you in the flesh, as it were.
Is that a cuckoo clock? Has someone got a cuckoo clock?
Yes.
Have you actually got a cuckoo, or is it a clock?
No, it's a little cuckoo that comes
Does
out.
it do it every 15 minutes?
No, does it does it once on the half hour,
Okay,
and then whatever it is on the hour.
Perfect. It'll help us keep time then.
Yeah, if you just hear the one, you know we're kind of halfway through.
Sonia's
And then if you hear lots of...
She's just going to randomly be a cuckoo, aren't you?
We've got so many of you here. It's really lovely
it's really
to
nice
see you
to see
all.
Yeah.
Look at that Zoom screen filling up with all those friendly faces.
So many.
I am Sonja.
I'm Juliet.
And this is Juliet.
Hi.
Yeah. So that's a little intro from us. And then we've also got Dee Hardwicke, who is in Wales.
I'm in Wales. And
would you like to introduce yourself, Dee, in your beautiful studio? Say hi to everyone.
Hello. So I'm coming to you from the Brecon Beacons tonight, and I'm in my studio at home today. So this is kind of where I am pretty much all the time at the moment, working on projects and things. So nice to join you all.
I also just want to introduce Maya, who is one of our brilliant stockists. You're one of our,
hello.
in the big city in London, in the capital. So please introduce yourself, Maya, and let us know where you're kind of zooming in from.
Yes, so I'm Maya, and I run a yarn shop called Knit with Attitude in Stoke Newington, London. And we were just talking about this. I've been in business for 11 years, and I've been stocking the wonderful, wonderful yarns from John Arbon from, I would say, probably from day one. So we go way back. Yeah.
Someone's got wine.
Oh, and someone from...
I nearly did, but I thought, no, cup of tea.
Wonderful. Well, welcome everyone. Welcome. Without any more kind of faffage, without further ado, I will throw it over to Dee, and you can tell us about your beautiful new wrap and the inspiration for it, and take it away, please.
Well, welcome everyone to my space here in the Brecon Beacons. It's so lovely to have been invited by John Arbon. This is really exciting, so thanks very much for joining. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the Meadow Wrap. So this was a wrap I've designed 2 sizes in the John Arbon Knit by Numbers. And I want to start off, for those of you who don't know me, by saying I'm an artist and a knitter, so I'm a painter. And when I started just swatching and playing and just actually having all these beautiful Knit by Numbers colours, it's a dream. They're so beautiful, and not only are they beautiful to look at, but just knitting with this is heaven. And I normally always just say positive things, and this is positive, but I have to say that when I started working on this, you know how we all say that, you know, knitting's a great thing to for your well-being and your mental health. It can really help you through things. I have to say firsthand, yes, it does. When I started knitting this at the beginning of the year, it was a really tricky time for me for all sorts of reasons. And I was finding everything quite difficult. And I had these beautiful yarns. So obviously that lifted my spirits, because colour is so important, isn't it? And when I started this, the light was quite dim. So, you know, having all these beautiful colours and the rhythm of this pattern is just heaven to knit. It really is. It's the most rhythmic pattern. And do you know, when I started knitting this, I was, as I say, really struggling with a few things. And by the time I got to the end, not only was I in such a wonderful place, but I'd kind of gone through different stages, and I really knitted my way through and just blossomed. And I just want to say that we all say this, you know, all these benefits about knitting. Well, it really works. And this pattern is a lovely one to kind of knit your way through happy times, difficult times, watching telly, on the train, you know, anything. I'm going to start off by showing you my inspiration. I actually did this watercolor ages ago. And that's how it works. You know, if you keep a sketchbook or a diary or something, you're kind of always working with it. And then something happens and it just triggers. So this was a kind of geometric pattern. We were walking down the canal just over in the other village. And I looked across and there was a huge wild meadow field. Say that 10 times really quickly. And because I was looking at it from across the canal, it just kind of went really abstract into a pattern of all these beautiful petals and colours and things. So when I got home, I got out my sketchbook and I started doing lots of sketches actually. But it was this one here that I've based the meadow cowl on. So I charted it. And then I did lots of swatches. So that was a nice big one.
I'm so excited.
And there's some lovely, I just wanted to see, and you know, I absolutely love the back of this. I mean, if you like woven things, it's just heaven. And look at the color, look at this yarn. I mean, just look at those. It's just so beautiful. I honestly, there's like what, 100 colors. It doesn't really matter what colors you put together in this yarn. It's absolutely stunning. I mean, you really totally cannot go wrong. So then so this is actually called Orchids, and this is the colorway that I knitted.
And then what you're wearing as well.
And this is what I'm wearing. Yeah, I'll stand up in a minute and I'll show you the big one as well, because this is the small one. And then these are some of the colorways for our kit. So you can just see, you know, you can play with the colors in any way, and it says something different. Actually, you can knit a whole bunch of them really if you had the time. And this is the
I like that one.
Yeah.
That one's so
that one went really well, didn't it, Maya? And I think we still have some of those, but Maya can tell you all about those when we get going. So let me just stand up here and move this chair. So this is can you guys see that? And what's really nice are the color changes as it kind of, hang on, let me move this chair out of the way. So I just love this. And as I say, you can really see how those colors, and I love these lines, you know, because it wasn't just floral. You had the canal, and then you have farmers' fields, and you always have straight lines. So I love that energy that runs through it. And I think it kind of really makes the pattern, and then how the lines change depending on the color change. So this is the large one, which is just, I will live in this all winter. And I've kind of lived in it already.
Glorious. Wow.
It's just stunning. You
That's
just invest yourself up in it and stay there.
Oh, forever. And I just want to show you the back. I mean, how gorgeous. You will really not want to not have the back of your knitting show with this. Isn't that lovely? I just love the way the colors change. So you can, you know, the subtlety, or when you get this great pop. Do you know, when I was doing this, I was thinking, oh, shall I do like a really fancy, you know, just something like an edge to make it really nice. But you know what, color is so amazing, because you can do that with color. Just having that pop at the end really gives you the effect of you know, because I was almost thinking, do I do like a lace, or, you know, you have lots of ideas, don't you? And you think, oh, shall I do this? And shall I do something really clever? And I thought, you know, let's just celebrate these beautiful Knit by Numbers colours, because I just, you know, if there's 8 colours in this wrap, I could have done 80 colours, quite frankly. But I thought, you know, you have to knit it. So I just think doing that, and sometimes, you know, colour's a great way of completely giving energy to something, or movement, and sometimes, I mean, this is like my red lipstick, you know, this is my red lipstick accent here, which I just think, you know, just goes and just lifts everything, because sometimes you need to have a color that makes the other colors sing, and that's really important. And when we do, I mean, Maya will talk about the cow. What's going to be really fun about sessions is that I'm going to talk about color, and how just subtleties of color, you know, and how you can just use one thing to completely set off the whole piece. And sometimes it's just that little bit of gorgeousness, accent, energy, you know, or even subtlety. You know, it can work both ways. And yeah, I love this. Shall I put this one?
There's a lot of love for it in the chat as well.
Have they? Oh, let me just open up. I'm going to take the small one off, and I just want to open this one up so you can see the difference. And actually, do you know what's really nice about this? I styled it because I really wanted you to see as much of it as possible. But when I'm going for walks and that, I would actually wear the small one like this. And can you imagine having a coat on and just having this gorgeous pop here, and then all these beautiful colours around your face? So that's how I would wear it, but I would have melted. So, and I wanted to show off as much as possible, obviously. So let me just put this to the side. I'm just going to put on the big, oh, there's another colourway. The big wrap.
All the colourways.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I have all the colours, loads, yeah, that I've been, so hang on. What I don't want to do is...
Wows. Everybody's just saying, wow. Just wow.
Just wow.
And you know what? This is a real, I mean... how, sorry, I just, and the weight of this is amazing. Knitting with this yarn, it is like, it's just lovely. It's just lovely. I love it. And if I didn't love it, I couldn't have knitted so much with it. So there you go. This one is fab. I mean, how yummy is that? You know, it's just, it drapes, and you can almost wear it like a blanket. I sometimes put it over just to inspire me. I very rarely put away, you know, I say to people, don't put your knits away. Put them over the back of the sofa, or sometimes I put it on the bottom of my bed. You know, when you have to have that cup of tea in bed on a Sunday morning with your book, because that's the only time, if you get any time. And then I want my beautiful knits at the bottom of my bed. Thank you very much. So, you know, they're works of art and love, and I think don't put them away. So so that's the kind of gist of it. I don't know if there's any questions yet so far.
Sue has actually just asked a question, and she's asking if it's 4-ply or DK. And that has actually also made me realize that we should probably say a little bit about the yarn too. So why don't you tell the story of Knit by Numbers, Juliet? How did it come about? How did all
and
those...
This one is in DK though. We've knitted this in DK.
Yes, both the small and the large shawl are DK. So,
and Knit by Numbers is one of our oldest ranges, I suppose, but it started with not many colours at all. But the whole premise of it is that there's 6 different shades in each colour. So we add white to dyed tops, and so it gradually gets lighter. So you've got in one colour, so say it's blue, you've got 6 different shades, and it fades. So that was the whole idea. The name Knit by Numbers is after paint by numbers, which are are the lovely paintings where you colour in with all the colours.
Is
and
that a 70s
that's
thing?
the whole point. Yeah, it's my youth again. Do they still? I think they still have
I
it,
actually did a knit by numbers during lockdown at one point. It was great. Yeah, I loved it. I made a
paint
wolf.
by numbers.
Yeah.
We don't know what we're saying anymore. But it gradually grew, and then we went, we need this colour, we need this colour, we need this colour, which is why there's over 100 colours. And when we first took it to shows, we built the shelves for it on the stand and had to put it out. It took me a day. And then we had to make home for it. It travels around in cabinets now.
Yeah, which are behind us.
Yeah.
And if you want to see, so here's one of those gradients. So you can see this darkest color here is just the dyed shade. And then with each color, there's 6 in total, and we just blend in more and more white with each one. So you get that real precise kind of gradient. But that means that if you're doing color work, like I think the main section of Dee's shawl looks like it's 2 of the colors from the same gradient together.
Yes.
And that just makes it really harmonious. So although you've got 2 different colors, they still really work together.
Although, do you know what, with like that, they're contrasting. And do you know what's really lovely is that for me, knitting with your Knit by Numbers is like painting with my watercolors, because they're actually like watercolors to me. You know, you get that subtlety, but you get you kind of get a like a movement in each different shade, and it's really lovely. And it's when you're knitting a large piece with it, so like with combining 2 of the colors, it's, you know, when I said it's kind of like meditating in a way, because color is so important and it affects us in so many ways. So you get this lovely rhythm, and then you get these beautiful colors growing, and it's lovely. It really is. And it just has such a beautiful quality, and it absorbs the light really nicely. This yarn really absorbs the light, because obviously that's how we see color, and it kind of takes so much in and throws so much out, but kind of just enough, and it's lovely.
Sue says, I have one of each of the 4-ply minis hanging in my studio.
Oh,
well done.
Oh,
Sue.
wow.
Yeah, fantastic. But and we've got so many colours that each colour has a number. It's all numbers, hence Knit by Numbers. So it was, instead of going, this is blue and it's slightly lighter blue now, and it's slightly lighter blue. So everything's got a number.
And that's the mission, to have every single shade in the shop, but every time I think I'm getting close to it, you put 2 ones.
Sorry. So somebody has asked, how do you get the pattern and everything? So this is your cue, I feel.
Take it away.
I think that's perfect.
Tell people how they can get involved. How they can make their own wrap.
Well, let me tell you guys. I have to say though, a couple of months ago, it rings a bell for me when Dee talks about how she knitted herself out of quite a dark time, and I think quite a few of us have had dark times the last 2 years. And I did get an email from Dee a few months ago, and she said, "Hi, I've got this wonderful pattern coming out. And it is in Knit by Numbers, and I see that you have Knit by Numbers in the shop. Do you want to join me and do something fun for the pattern launch?" And she sent me some wonderful, wonderful pictures of the samples and of the wrap and of the swatches, and I just immediately fell in love. Absolutely fell in love. And there's 2 things that really, really drew me in coming to this design. And one is, you know, Dee is obviously an artist, and she uses paint, and I I know the backstory of Knit by Numbers, and I've always, it's one of my most favorite yarns. And the story about trying to offer as many colors as a painter would have accessible is an idea that I really love. But more so, Dee sent me this email at a time where I had not been home for 2 years. I'm Norwegian, and I had not seen my mum for a very long time since I'm in London. And traditional Norwegian knitting is standard color work. And as soon as I saw these samples, it felt like home. Is that possible?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it just struck so many chords with me, both coming to knitting and my love for yarn, but also this feeling of home and good memories, lovely memories. And since then, I have been home though, so I've now seen my mom.
Oh, good.
So yeah, we try to come up with something fun and exciting about with the wrap and launching the pattern. And mind you, the pattern is only available as now with our knit along, which is kicking off next Friday.
Ooh.
And so we have kits in almost all of the different color combinations that Dee has showed you. Some has sold out, but I mean, every single one of these combos are beautiful, and every single one of them explores this with color, and this with putting color together and lifting up and contrasts, and also harmony, as you were talking about, Sonja. So yes, if you head over to knitwithattitude.com, you can find all the kits there. I have been wrapping kits for 3 days straight now, and I will continue tomorrow. We're trying to get these kits out to you as quickly as possible. We are casting on Friday, where we have a Zoom cast on party, and then next Tuesday, which then is November the 2nd, we're gonna have a knit night, and then we're gonna have it's a wrap party, which is also soon, which is 19th of November. So there's plenty of time to work on this lovely wrap. And we also have a social group set up on Ravelry. So there's lots of social fun, community, helping each other, and working with this wonderful yarn. This is my swatch. The stick definition of this is amazing. And I wanted to say one more thing. You know how Dee showed you the back of it and how it has this woven quality? This is why, because someone asked about it being a DK or a 4-ply, and it is a DK. And Dee chose to knit the DK on a 3.5 millimeter, which is quite dense. But this really enhances this woven effect and the woven feeling of it. It is like wrapping yourself in a giant hug of comfortness. It is, and it gives a nice drape, doesn't it? It's lovely, yeah. And we're going to do lots of fun things.
Anna Jones is also asking, is it knitted flat? I think the answer is yes. Is it not?
I've knitted mine flat, although you've got some tips on how to knit it in the round, haven't you?
Yes, so this is my experiment. This is why my swatch is knitted in the round. So I have this idea about knitting it in the round and then steeking it. But as I said, it is an experiment. So if you want to join me in trying that, I think it will work. Then follow along. But the pattern is written as in you will knit it flat. That's the technique used. Yeah.
Thank you.
So we've got a couple of questions here from Nancy, who says, what if you want to knit it in 4-ply, and will sold out kits be restocked? And do you ship to the US? All of those questions.
Okay. So we ship all over the world. I just put a link in.
Oh yeah, we've seen that. Yeah,
perfect. Thank you.
So we do ship all over the world, and we will try to get all kits out as quickly as possible. If you knit it in a 4-ply, you will get a smaller one, but and I don't think it would, it will make it less drapey and less huggable.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you can't get hold of the pattern as it is without buying the kits from Knit with Attitude. Mm-hmm. So for now, to access this beautiful, beautiful design, you basically need to get the kit from us and join in on all the fun.
But presumably, if Nancy is patient, so at some point down the line,
yes.
it'll be possible to buy it.
Yeah.
Pattern.
And also sold out kits will definitely be back. But right now we're focusing on getting everything off.
Yeah. And on casting on if you're cast on parties.
You have to show one of your beautifully wrapped kits, because you showed us.
Oh yes, show us
before. Is it a secret? No, show us, because you showed me, and I want you to wrap all my Christmas presents. I just think it's amazing.
Because the kit calls for a combination of, so you have mini hanks, you have 100 grams, you have all sorts of weights, and we've gone ahead and we've done all the maths, so everything comes beautifully packed.
Look at that.
So this is how it looks like, and I have to show you these tags because
the tag is amazing as well.
So that tag is basically handmade by Dee based on her first watercolor, the ones that she showed you in her book. And so each tag has been handmade by Dee.
Oh, good.
Tells you the color name inside.
It's so nice. It's so lovely.
Yeah, it's that
put
attention
together
to
so beautifully. Everything about it.
Sweet, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've had so much fun, haven't we, Maya?
Oh yeah.
Just planning it and
and it was
watching, and
it was such a joy to finally tell, because it's like you walk around with this secret. It's the
best secret.
We always talk to each other about it, but now it's out there and for everyone to join in and yeah.
Great. But anyway, your website is full of tiles and flooring and beautiful, so many beautiful things to look at. I was blown away.
Well, do you know, I've got a very, thank you, that's really sweet. I'm a bit of I've got a very eclectic taste. I've been a working studio artist for over 30 years. And I love collaborating. Everything starts with drawings and paintings for me. That's just how I kind of look around and make sense of everything and express myself. And it's kind of how I keep a diary as well, through pictures and mark making and colour. And so what's really lovely is collaborating and doing beautiful things with beautiful people. And so like at the moment, the collaboration I've got with Kew Gardens, I mean, they're such a beautiful, I say organisation, like family to work with, and so, I've done collections for National Trust, and, so all of this is it's more like a meeting like we are now, just a kind of a meeting, and we have a mutual interest and love and passion for something, and then we make something beautiful and then we share it, and that's it really. So I really like using my art to for friendship and love and creating beautiful everyday things. So, I really like, so making tiles, that's practical. Knitting is kind of the ultimate thing for me, because I get to work with colour, work with pattern, work with beautiful people. I mean, knitting really does weave you together and knit you together with lots of, I mean, look at us, all of us here, what else would bring us together? And then we get to make these beautiful things and we wear them. And I just think for me, knitting just brings together all the things I love about creativity, about life, about friendship, about storytelling. You know, it's all in knitting, really. And you know, and it's such a
I remember one of the first time I spoke to you on the phone, and I could just feel the energy, the passion, the excitement oozing down the phone line. It was so
that sounded quite visceral.
It was so exciting, though. I could feel, and it warms our cockles.
I think it's even more important now, isn't it? It's become to join, to be social, to connect with our community, like now via Zoom or via knit-alongs or via activities that we can join in together, or share pictures or whatever we do. It ties us together. I love the way you say, Dee, about it weaves us together.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I love that.
I can take a ball of yarn and 2 sticks and go on the train, and at the end of the journey I've got something beautiful, and you make so many friends. I've had the best, you know, train, some of my best knitting stories are from train journeys, really, and meeting people. And so I think
that has a lot to do with you, Dee, because you're a true artist, and you're inspiring, and it's very contagious hearing you talk about color and knitting, and it's very uplifting. No wonder you have brilliant conversations on the train.
So sorry, say that again.
I said no wonder you have brilliant conversations on the train.
Yeah.
Even if you don't knit, like everybody has some kind of, or most people have some sort of like childhood memory of like a relative knitting, or like there's always this real interest in it, I think.
There's a thread.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, my nan used to knit random things for me, but she was very colourblind, so it would be random. They were great. She was an amazing knitter, but every now and again you go, oh, she'd go, right. Okay, yeah. But they were unbelievable. They were really, really good.
Oh,
What
did you make your jumpers?
Everything. And we used to just draw pictures. I'd go, can you knit this?
Thanks so much again for talking to us, both of you. It's just been an absolute treat. And I think I can speak for everyone else on the Zoom when I say it was really inspiring.
It was inspiring.
And I'm sure we all want one of your Meadow Wraps in every single colorway that you have imagined. I'll take one of each, please.
we can all knit them, and then when it's really, you know, when we're all feeling really great, we can all go out together.
That would be amazing.
We can have a meadow. We can all come to Devon.
You should sometime, definitely.
And the Brecon Beacons is beautiful.
It's gorgeous, the Brecon Beacons.
Come here. I mean, it's we could have a little
tour. Devon, the Brecon Beacons in London.
Yeah, just on tour. Well, thanks everyone so much for joining us, and thank you so much, Dee and Maya. It's been such a fun start to the weekend.
Thank you to everybody who joined us. We've had a ball.
Yeah.
I've been great fun. Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Perfect. Cheers.
Have a lovely weekend.
Good night. Bye. Happy weekend, everyone. Have a good weekend. Bye.